What's going on, Broncos country? So later today, our Broncos they host the Arizona Cardinals, and they're going to beat the Arizona Cardinals. I'm expecting another significant victory, just like my friend Kodiak Broncos podcast predicted. We're going to see in all three preseason games. But in today's video, I'm going to break down what I want to see out of certain players. I think that some players that have a fair amount on the line coming into this game. So, of course, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe as we're getting really close to 3K subscribers and join the Discord. Links in the description. We chat every day. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. And I love special teams. I'm a special teams slut. So, we're going to start with Jeremy Crawshaw, baby. I've called him the franchise punter, our franchise punter. This guy has a big leg. He's booming kicks. He's from Emu Plains, Australia. But his debut last week left a lot to be desired. I would even call it disappointing. 37-yard average. That needs to be better. I want to see him crush some big booters today against the Arizona Cardinals. I would love to see him hit like a 50-yarder that's like a coffin corner. I want to see him pin the Arizona Cardinals within their 10-yard line. He was some of the best, or he was one of the best at doing that in all of the country in college football last year at pinning opponents deep. So let's see Jeremy Crawshaw flip the field position. Let's see him put their offense, the Arizona Cardinals offense, at a disadvantage because of him. Now, another guy that I'm keeping an eye on, Clay Webb. I love Clay Webb. He flashed, I think, some great athleticism. Now, he did get beat on some of these run blocks where he was getting to the second level and just seemed to be a little bit out of position with getting his hands or getting his body in the right position to block some of these linebackers. But I like what I saw in terms of his tenacity playing through the whistle. Let's see him clean up some of this blocking and make a case for him to be on the 53, which I still think is totally wide open. Now, one of my favorite meme players, A.T. Perry. Let's go see him ball out because A.T. Perry he hasn't had a lot of time. He's missed time due to injury. He's finally back this week. Let's see what he does this week. I pray to God he's active because Devon Vele, I think, is probably the sixth wide receiver right now on Denver. He has to come out and perform, but A.T. Perry, along with guys like Joaquin Davis, they have just as much opportunity to come on and make a case for them to be on the 53. Joaquin Davis, again, a 6'5 guy that can jump out of the gym, 43-inch vertical, 4.4 speed. He had a catch last week, but if he's able to string together like a really solid drive, I think it might be harder to keep him hidden off of the 53 on the practice squad from other NFL teams. Now, speaking of another guy who's probably a practice squad candidate right now, but could continue to make some noise with Nate Atkins' injury, is Caden Prescorn. He had a few nice catches last week, and as I said, he's direct competition for that H-back role with Lucas Kroll. That's why I was so excited when he first signed here, and it was great to see him get that touchdown last week to end the game. But if he puts in another strong performance, I will be much more encouraged about our tight end room and what we got going on. Now, Lucas Kroll has to string together another strong game as well, but I don't think either of these guys have a roster spot locked up. And Caden Prescorn, I want him to make the roster. Now, one of the guys who I think will be starting in week one, but will play in this game because he hasn't technically started yet, but that's Jahdae Barron. Had a couple tackles last week against the 49ers. His instincts, his fundamentals look tremendous. Closing speed was fantastic. So let's see him flash a little bit. Again, I think he'll be a starter for us week one. Sorry, guys, small photo here. But Blake Watson, I think, has a lot to prove. Loved him leading the team in yards per carry last week. Had some great catches as well, making a strong case for the 53. Now, he did fumble in practice this week, so that's going to be something to keep in mind. Him and Tyler Bidet, I think Tyler Bidet is that lock for the third back. But Blake Watson, I think right now is still kind of the outside guy looking in when it comes to Jaleel McLaughlin, even though I would have him over McLaughlin. Blake Watson needs to put in a strong performance this week. Needs to show again that he's a more explosive, dynamic back than Jaleel McLaughlin. Now, another guy that's on the roster bubble that I want him to be a thing, Owazurike, Yoma Wazurike. It's basically him and Jordan Jackson. Who's going to get that last defensive line spot? If Wazurike can come out and get a sack, show a lot of toughness in the run game, I think that will go a long way. And lastly, a guy to watch for on the roster bubble, I think Lavelle Bailey's probably a given to make it at inside linebacker along with Justin Strnad, Alex Singleton. But Karene Reed could make a strong case to be a part of the active 53. He had an interception last week, so we'll see if he can build on that. But overall, I want to see the Broncos, of course, shut down their opponent on offense, every single team. And I want to see their offense go and score with Jarrett Stidham, Sam Ellinger. I mean, these guys, I'm expecting to string together other great offensive performances building off of what they accomplished last week. I thought Sam Ellinger and Jarrett Stidham especially looked fantastic. And so when you got good quarterback play throughout the depth chart, this is what's really nice is that we're going to be able to have a good look to see what these other guys can bring for us, especially on offense, because we'll be able to run a real offense. So what are your predictions? Who do you want to ball out? Let me know in the comments. Again, join the Discord. We'll talk about the game as it's going live. Going to be a lot of fun. So y'all be sure, smash that like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, y'all, go Broncos.